So hi everyone, and a happy new year. It's now 2015. I cannot believe I've been doing YouTube videos for 3.5 years now. Yeah, I started in August 2011, so well, yeah, nearly 3.5 years. That's madness. Anyway, so the Undateables Series 4. One thing I love doing is watching the Undateables and making my videos about them. They're one of my most popular videos and I love making them, and I love the show, The Undateables. I cannot express how much I look forward to that show coming on telly. Every time I see the advert saying it's coming up, I'm like, I have to set my reminder and I have to watch it. And I always make notes on it, and I've got my laptop up to talk about it. So yeah, let's get started. Series 4 of The Undateables. So the first guy that we meet is 21-year-old Alex from Kent, and he's got autism. There's one thing that I would like to say about Alex is I love his eyes. His eyes are amazing. Oh, they're quite dreamy actually. They're quite dreamy, so Alex, your eyes are really dreamy. He loves cars and he drives a Vauxhall Corsa, and I'll tell you why I love that is because I've got a Vauxhall Corsa. Vauxhall Corsas all the way. His fear of rejection, and he says that it's hard to ask someone out. Can totally relate to that. I've only asked out one guy, which was my first boyfriend, and it was petrifying. I think my friends pushed me into it, if I remember correctly, and I swore I'd never ask out a guy ever again because it was absolutely petrifying. So yeah, and the fear of rejection, everyone's got a fear of rejection. I don't know one person that doesn't, and even if they're like, no, I'm not scared about asking someone out, I don't care if they reject me, yeah, they probably do care, and they're probably lying about that. So yeah, it's scary. But he went on a date with Eloise, did I say that right? Eloise. And I love her hair. That's one thing that I noticed. Love her hair. It's so cool. It's so different. It's great. I love it. And she was as equally shy as him, and I think she looked a bit more shy. She kept on playing with her hair, and that's one thing that I noticed. She kept on doing that, which is a self-comforting thing if I'm correct. Yeah, but I think that made her really, really cute in the fact that she was quite shy and was, oh yeah, I think that made her quite cute. And it's always hard to start a conversation on a first date. First dates are petrifying. I remember my first date with my now boyfriend. We went miniature golfing. And I was so scared because I hadn't been on a first date in ages, because I'd only dated 2 guys before him. And obviously the last guy that I dated before him lasted 2 years. And I remember I was so nervous to go on a date with him, and my boyfriend, I've known him since I was like 11, 12 years old, and I was that nervous that I actually had to excuse myself and buy deodorant because I felt I was sweating that much. I wanted to walk like this. So I understand the fear and trying to start a conversation. It's petrifying. But I think he done really well. And he got on the conversation of cars, and it just flowed from there, and I think they got on really well, and they went to the car show afterwards, which I thought was really cute. And they got a second date. I love second dates. Yeah, and the awkwardness came back, and I was kind of like, that's kind of a shame, and I was like, no, it's gonna fail. But it seemed to go really well, and feeding the ducks and opening the door for her when she got in his car, and yeah, I hope it went well. Like, I hope they had a third date. And I hope that they did keep in contact, even if it didn't last, because I always say I hope it lasts, but even if they got a third, fourth day out of it, it would have been really good. The second guy that we met, let's just get his profile up. What was his name? Matthew. And he was the nude model. I was kind of like in two minds about him. Like when we first saw him, saying like, oh, he's a nude model and really body confident. He sort of came across as a bit too cocky, and I was just sort of like, maybe he was worked on his body so much because of his stammer, so that girls are sort of so intrigued by his body, you know what I mean? But I don't know if I got totally the wrong impression of him. I remember thinking, why should the stammer like affect the relationship? Like, he can still talk. And he was quite good in what he was saying, and didn't seem that bad on the telly. I don't know. But obviously with nerves it makes things harder. But then once you get to know someone, like when I got to know his date, what was her name? Jessica. Like 3 weeks later after our first date, it seemed totally fine. It was phasing out, so I don't really understand that. I could have just got totally the wrong end of the stick, or you could have come across much more like better on telly than in real life. The only thing that really got me about him was the measuring tape and saying that he wants this perfect girl to measure 16 inches across the shoulders. Now I've never measured myself. I wonder how much I measure. I have a measuring tape. I just want to see how much I measure. So this is inches. So from shoulder, 16 inches. Never thought I'd be 16. Yeah. So I thought I would be smaller than that actually. I do measure 16. Yeah, I thought him taking the measuring tape out on the date was kind of awkward, but I think she really took it really well. I think I would have been quite giggly and embarrassed if that had happened to me, to be honest. But she seemed really chatty and laid back, which I think really helped, and they did get on really well. And then 3 weeks later he was arranging to meet her family, so good date. And yeah, I think they got on really well. I think it makes a difference in the fact that they're older, because he's 31 and she was 35, so I think that makes it a bit better because they've got more like life experience and they know what they want out of a relationship, and I think that makes a difference. So the last person we met was Daniela. I'll just get her profile up because the condition that she had, what was it? Apert syndrome, is that right? Oxfordshire. She has Apert syndrome, a rare genetic condition which means she was born with the bones in her hands, feet and skull fused together. I've never heard of that one. I've seen ones kind of similar, but I've never heard of that one, and I think I found it really a shame that she was so unconfident about herself. What was she saying? That she was fear of being turned down because guys won't fancy her and things. But she was such an outgoing person, like amazing personality, so up for it and determined, that I was just like, I'd love to get to know someone like that. Like, not many people are like that now. Most people aren't like, let's go skiing and I want to do something. And our parents were saying that like if she wanted to go skiing, they'd find a way to get her skiing. Like, not many people are like that, and I really liked it. And even on our date with Guy, she was like wanting the conversation, she wanted it to go well, so she started that conversation, and I think that was really good. And in the end they ended up laughing and rolling around in the snow and everything. I think that was really good. Like, she wanted it to go well, she wanted that conversation, she had that determination, and that's a great quality to have. And I think with her being 27 and obviously her brothers and sisters dating, I think it gets harder to be single as you get older, because you see everyone else in relationships, getting married, having kids, having fun, you know what I mean? And I think it gets much more difficult, because like when you're young you just be like, oh no, I like being single and things like that. But as you get older you realise you want things and you want that relationship, and you see your friends and family having that and you want what they have. And I really hope that it did go well, because we never found out what happened after the date. And I hope there was a second date, and even if there wasn't, I hope she went on and didn't let that knock her at all, and went on and found another date with someone else. I really hope so, because like I'm looking at her photo here on my laptop on the Channel 4 website, and she looks really fun in the photo. Like, I don't understand at all. Doesn't actually say if anything about what happened after the date on the website. I suppose it's not to ruin the programme, I suppose. But yeah, I would like to know what happened after that date. So episode 2, unfortunately I won't be able to make the video on the next day after it shows, because I'm actually moving next week. so I won't have any internet, and I've got to live without internet for a week, so kinda sucks. But I'll watch the Undateables, I'll make my notes and I'll film my video, and as soon as the internet gets put into my new flat, I'll upload the video. So yeah, as soon as I can I will upload the video, even if I have to come back to my parents and be like, I'm uploading a video. Yeah, I will do it, and I'm hoping the move goes alright, and I can't wait for episode 2.